So Minnesota United notched a big road win in San Jose to leap up to fourth in the Western Conference standings in Major League Soccer. The team is eyeing another jump this weekend when they take on Sporting Kansas City. So MLS season pass analyst Kevin Eagan is joining us now. Let me bring him in. Kevin, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Oh, Maria, what a pleasure. Let's talk some loons.
Oh my gosh, let's talk. So Minnesota United's clearly establishing itself as one of the top teams in the Midwest, in the West.
Yeah, most definitely. I think, and it's a surprise to many people too, Maria, because this time last year, the team from the outside looking in felt like a little bit of a shambles. New sporting director yet to arrive, new head coach yet to arrive, and the Loons have turned it around brilliantly, absolutely brilliantly. The way Eric Ramsey and the backroom staff have pieced together this team has been so impressive to see. It's a real blue collar team, a hardworking team. They've got a great goal scorer in Kelvin Yeboah up forward. And I just think it's a team to keep an eye on this year that will upset an awful lot of the odds.
So, yeah, it's been a great start to the season. What do you think really has been the biggest factor in their success so far?
I genuinely think the head coach that Minnesota have right now, it's the youngest head coach in Major League Soccer history. Eric Ramsey came in at 32 years of age. Think about that. 32 years of age as a head coach in a professional sports league. But he came in from Manchester United. He had great mentors throughout his time there. And I think he's really galvanized this group. There's a real style in how they want to play. Very difficult to break down. Their last two games were both 1-0 victories, so they don't concede many chances. In fact, in the last game away against San Jose, a side that had started so well this year with real strong firepower, they kept a clean sheet. They kept San Jose to just one single shot on target in that game. So massive hats off to what Eric Ramsey has done and to the players for buying in, because they've got the star power a little bit further forward, the goal scorers. But then they've got the likes of Boxall at the back, the big New Zealander who's been a veteran in Minnesota. And I just think this is the complete package right now.
You've covered MLS for years now, and specifically you were here in Minnesota covering Minnesota United. Talk to me about the fans of this team and the energy that comes into every home game.
I would look forward to going to Allianz Field all the time. It's a special place throughout Major League Soccer. Firstly, the stadium itself, the pitch, but the facilities around the pitch, just phenomenal. And then the fans bring it, like you always do in Minnesota. Look, that's never in question. The fans absolutely raucous. And if Minnesota get the win, of course, they're singing Wonderwall by Oasis afterwards, which is always a joy to behold. So one of the special venues in Major League Soccer. And I have to say, I'm in studio now, week in, week out, hosting MLS 360. But there's a little part of me misses being on play-by-play duties when you get to go to a place like Allianz Field and really take in the venue.
So tell me a little bit about, play-by-play 350 and what you do with Apple TV.
Yeah, I'm the host of MLS 360. So it's an NFL red zone style show where we jump from game to game. We're live for 5.5 hours from 7:30 p.m. Eastern time all the way through until 1 a.m. So it's a lot of fun. I'm alongside former players, top class analysts, and I get to really just showcase my love for the game, which is bouncing from chance to chance, goal to goal, all the top storylines, and make sure that the viewers at home feel like they know an awful lot about the league once they've watched 360. Like, we should get you caught up on everything and we don't miss a single bit of the action.
Okay, that is so good to know and so helpful to have. I know, some people here, so some of my friends, they don't really watch soccer or MLS. So having that background and being able to get to know, each and every team. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. And so getting to know, Minnesota and then Kansas City's team tomorrow. They're facing off tomorrow evening. What do you think the key matchups to watch for will be in that game?
Sporting Kansas City, Maria, coming into this game have been really, really struggling. 5 games, 5 losses in all competitions, 3 in Major League Soccer. Their head coach, diametrically opposed situation really to Eric Ramsey, in that he's under big time pressure now, Peter Vermees. He's the longest tenured head coach in MLS today. And you can't accept these results if you're Sporting Kansas City. So I think there's big time pressure on Peter. And I think Minnesota can capitalize on that, remain really tight defensively and hit them in the counter attack and punish them with the likes of Bongi Hlongwane, Kelvin Yeboah, and others. I think it's going to be a game primed for Minnesota success, if I'm honest. Sporting Kansas City do have a weapon, though, in the form of Dejan Joveljic. Joveljic was the match winner in MLS Cup, our Super Bowl here in Major League Soccer last year. He was top class for the LA Galaxy, scored 15 goals last season. So he was brought in for big money to Sporting Kansas City, but they've got to create chances for this guy, and they haven't done that yet. So I think this is a big time chance for the Loons to go on the road yet again and pick up another victory that could see Minnesota at the summit of the standings once it's all said and done on Saturday night.
I mean, because like you said, even away games can be a little tough, but you have a good feeling about this.
Yeah, most definitely. The Loons are organized. They're really tough to play against. They're one of those teams that, if I'm a fan of this team in Minnesota, I'm proud of the way they play, the way they apply themselves in games, the way they get stuck in, the way they represent the state of Minnesota. And I think Eric Ramsey's there for a long time to come, you would hope. And look, the Loons could go there and pick up yet another away win this weekend, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time on Apple TV. And if you fancy, instead of just watching that one game, jump across to us on MLS 360 for our whip around show.
Amazing, yes. So with Minnesota United climbing the ranks here in the Western Conference, do you see them as a legitimate contender for the MLS Cup this season?
I still think Minnesota are missing real difference makers once the playoffs arrive. There's one thing beating San Jose on the road or beating Sporting Kansas City and flirting with the top of the league. But then it's another thing to go all the way in the MLS Cup playoffs. And I think when you get up against the LAFCs of the world or Inter Miamis with Lionel Messi playing in MLS right now, then you need the top class difference makers. And I think Minnesota still need to get a bigger tune out of Pereira, a new number 10 that they've brought in to replace in many ways Emmanuel Reynoso, who was a star in Minnesota. And I think maybe even this transfer window or come the summer window, you want to add that X factor if you can to get them over the line in the key moments in the postseason.
Kevin Eagan, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Anything else you wanted to add?
I just go enjoy the Loons. You got to get out there. I'm telling you, you haven't been to a game yet, Maria. Little Birdie's told me that much.
I know. I got to get out there. I'm excited.
It's a lot of fun. The Loons fans are so welcoming, and go enjoy the game. They'll be back at home after this away day. Okay. So always a pleasure, and enjoy some Major League Soccer. We've got a big soccer wave coming your way here with the Club World Cup this coming summer. And then next year, of course, the World Cup, the granddaddy of them all, comes to the United States, Canada, and Mexico.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah. What an exciting year for soccer. Well, thank you so much, Kevin. I appreciate your time.